On Tuesday, March 15th, 2022, the Thibodaux City Council held a meeting where Lafourche Parish Assessor Wendy Thibodaux gave a presentation on the work that she has done since Hurricane Ida. Meetings for the City Council are held on the first and third Tuesdays of the month. Hurricane Ida hit Southeast Louisiana back on August 29th, 2021 as a Category 4 hurricane. Ida caused a lot of destruction, which left many families with damaged homes, and in some cases, no homes. Thibodaux talked about how she assessed the damage of property after the storm.
What I did from the values that I said, I did it by a percentage instead of just a blanketed percentage across the board like other parishes, because the Constitution says that once a hurricane or a devastation happens like this, that I have to reassess. It's not a may, it's a shall. You have to reassess all properties that were affected by the storm. So that's what I did. I went throughout the whole parish. It doesn't give you any guidelines on it. It kind of lets you up to your discretion. So at first it was very intimidating not to know exactly how to approach this, because our parish is so long and so linear, and the damage ranged from nobody had any damage, they didn't even lose a shingle, to properties that were absolutely gone and destroyed. So what that allowed me to do is to go throughout the parish into areas and come up with an average destruction for that area and apply a percentage to it to deduct it off. So everything from the intercoastal south, I reduced just the structures, not the land, just the structures, 50%. From Highway 90 to the intercoastal, I reduced everything 25%. From the Thibodaux line to Highway 90, I reduced everything 15%. Thibodaux got 5%, and then the Bayou Bluff, Kramer area, the Zalmans, and the Hamilton Gemini neighborhood, those areas received flood water along with wind-driven rain, so they received 50% as well. I went through all of the commercial properties, which affected this district the most, and did that on a case-by-case basis. I was able to take the aerial footage and compare pre-storm to post-storm, and I was able to do it on a case-by-case basis. So some of those properties received 2% all the way up to 85%. So those were done throughout the parish on a case-by-case basis.
Thibodaux said that she is 5 months behind and that she is waiting for the tax roll to be certified and mailed out before she switches her database from 2021 to 2022. When Thibodaux switches the database to 2022, all the deductions she has made will be erased, and that the burden of proof for damage will be shifted to the taxpayer.
Once I switch over to 2022, all of the deductions that I have made throughout the parish will be erased, and the values will go back to 2020, because that is the last certified reassessment values that I have. So that's what the values will go back to, is 2020. Unless, of course, you added square footage or something, a garage or so forth, then it'll change. But everything that's just status quo, it'll go back to 2020 values. At that point, the burden of proof shifts from the Lafourche Parish Assessor's Office to the taxpayer. They will have to come to my office and prove that they still have damage to their property. That will be done on a case-by-case basis.
Thibodaux also said that she has the right to delay the tax roll, but that she fully intends for everything to be on time, as delaying the tax roll will cause more problems for everyone. Thibodaux spent the first half of the meeting giving her presentation, then the council shifted into other matters. One of them being a resolution which gives the mayor authority to sign a professional services agreement with Artisan Pyrotechnics Incorporated to purchase fireworks for the annual Let Freedom Ring Festival in Pelche Park on July 4th. The festival has not happened since the pandemic started. The mayor spoke at the meeting on some of the details of purchasing the fireworks.
So yeah, it did go up. We're going to ask the L'Oreal Foundation if they would consider going up on their grant for us. Regardless, we're going to still move forward. I think Sarah, I don't know if it was.
It was 10,000.
10,000 last year. It went up, and it was 10,000 for a little while.
The L'Oreal Foundation does help with the purchase of the fireworks for the festival. The resolution passed with a vote of 5-0. The council also discussed lowering the speed limit from 25 miles per hour to 15 miles per hour on Good Street between LA1 and Menard Street. Councilmember Eugene Richard talked about why it needs to be lowered.
spoke with the chief about this, and we've had some problems in the city since Katrina, since Ida, but we've had some before. Man, these streets are crowded. And when you take a look at Good Street specifically, I don't know why, but that street got some cars parked on it. And we got about enough room to get an emergency vehicle through there, get an ambulance through there, and get a fire truck through there if we need it, even though we did all we did and took the school traffic away from everything else. So I drove down that street at 25 miles an hour. There's just too many vehicles parked on each side to be safe driving 25 miles an hour on that street. So I had spoken to the chief about it, and we're going to try to maybe look at some other streets like this. We need to slow people down on these streets because these kids start out back of these cars that are parked there. And you drive at 25 miles an hour, somebody's going to get hurt. But it's just a lot of congestion. The way the traffic flow is, I don't think we're going to add to congestion by slowing them down, but I think we're going to be a lot safer.
That ordinance also passed with a 5-0 vote. Reporting for KNSU, I'm Matthew Oog.